Hi guys, welcome to Mommy Monday. As you can see, I am recording from my closet today. So, hi Susie.
Hi everyone. Hey Maria, I actually have a virtual background.
That's the way to go, girl.
Yeah. So as Maria mentioned, welcome to Mommy Mondays. So we're doing this new thing like we had talked about last week where we are using this as an opportunity for both of us to speak about our experiences being pregnant mamas. And yeah, so Maria, tell us a little bit about you. We want to know who you are.
Sorry guys, I know that at the beginning my faces are like, come on Susie, talk for me please. But I am a little new with this, so let's see about me. I am a mom of 4, about to be a mom of 5, married with Cesar not too long ago, but we have been together for a while. All of my kids are different ages. So Cesar has his teenage girls, 18 and 16, going to be 17. And then my Annie and my Aaron are 10 and 8. So having a new baby is definitely new. You know, having a little one it's definitely a different experience this time around. I'm more grown. So I'm definitely excited. What about you?
Oh my God. Okay. So then, yeah, I'm thinking, wow, like they're all pretty like self-sufficient. Like they clean their butts.
Yes.
Más o menos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, well, I'm mother to Kai. Kai is about to be 2 in May, 2 years old in May. And it's crazy. So like the first pregnancy, I just had to worry about myself. I was doing me. I was going about doing my same schedule. And now I have to run around Kai and still feel pregnant and nauseous and all that kind of stuff. But I still have to care for him in so many ways, right? Like we're still doing the cloth diapers, we're still breastfeeding. So it just makes it like really different. But yeah, I'm like, oh, I think the first time was easy. I just didn't think about it and how easy it was to just be by myself.
Oh my gosh, yes. I can't imagine, girl, like going through all the changes and then having, I can't imagine going through all the changes and then having to like run around my little one. I'm going to have to run around him, but like I'm glad that it's me and all of my symptoms with the baby inside,
Yeah.
and all the older ones you're right, they take care of themselves.
And I mean, and they're old enough, como se les dice, ¿sabes qué? Can you bring me this? Like they'll do that, right? At least I hope so. I mean,
de veces se pasan de lanza que no me quieren escuchar, but vale más,
But, como al Kai le digo, ven, and then he runs the other way.
My gosh, girl.
Like, goodness. No puedo con mi alma, and here you're making me chase you.
Seriously. How is he as a baby?
You know what? I don't know how to compare him, and I was trying to be very careful and like thinking about whether he was like a good baby or that kind of stuff, right? But the thing is that he was a very vocal and active baby.
Okay.
So he had a lot of, he demanded a lot of attention. You know what I mean? Like, and he likes to be entertained, Desde chiquito todavía, you know what I mean? Even if I'm just there right next to him, he likes me like to just be holding him or something. And I mean, de vez en cuando he'll stay by himself and play with his toys. But yeah, no, he's more, people have told me that he is like needy or, you know what I mean? But I mean, like, it's a kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what am I going to do?
Girl.
Like, I give him attention. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So are you nervous or scared that the new baby is coming and you're like gonna be like, con quién me voy?
I know, I am. I'm a little nervous. Like even right now when it comes to like the fact that we're weaning or we're trying to wean already, like me siento bien mal to be like, I'm not gonna breastfeed you right now. Because it says and I'm just like, it's not that I don't want to, it's just like we need to start moving towards the transition of you not breastfeeding. And I'm like, oh my God. Because I mean, we had such a hard time starting it. And that, I mean, I know it's beneficial for me to like stop. because I'm pretty soon I'm just gonna like feel too big and too tired to be like ven pa acá para darte chichi, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I stop really quickly. Y me dice César, I want you to breastfeed hasta que tengas 6 meses. I'm like, ¿qué tal si no me da para los 6 meses? You know?
No, you know, they say como if you were able to breastfeed the first time around, that the second time around or your subsequent pregnancies after that and that kind of stuff, that you're able to breastfeed, that your body knows what to do already.
I think that's true, but I stopped really quickly with both of them. Like I stopped, I feel like with Annie, maybe like at 2 months, and then with Aaron, maybe 3, 4. But it was like very quickly for me. It wasn't, I didn't produce as much as I wanted to. And then I was working, you know, I was working. So that I was a single mom in quotes, you know, so it wasn't like I had to, or like I could, you know, I would pump my milk, but once you don't have the baby, I feel on your boobie, like you don't produce as much as when you're just pumping your milk.
Yeah, and I mean it for moms that are exclusively like pumping or like half pumping and half breastfeeding, like it is a little more difficult. You know, I mean it's not easy. And I mean, I think if anything, the reason why we were able to do this so long was because the fact that I stayed home all the time. And I always and yeah, because when I was showing you houses, like I had him with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like God knows how many times I fed him in the car in between doing stuff. Y toda la onda. You know, but and the fact that we sleep together too. He still sleeps with us. So
there's gonna be a lot of changes.
I know. So he's still gonna sleep with us, but we gotta just acomodarnos un poco diferente because he can't be next to the baby, obviously. But yeah, a lot of changes. And I'm excited because as we get older, I'm all like, oh, the 4 of us in bed. And I mean, they'll sleep with us kind of as long as they want to, kind of thing, because I don't mind. And neither does Victor, so that's great.
César dice que no. El bebé no se duerme con nosotros. He's gonna have to sleep in his crib. He's gonna have to get adjusted from day 1, dice. That's it.
Oh no, yeah, you guys are gonna be up. I mean, you're gonna be up a lot anyways. We're gonna be up a lot anyways. Pero I think, como a mí, that was my plan, because you know how we had spent in the first like 2 weeks in NICU with Kai, and me acuerdo que he slept there inside the bassinet because they said I couldn't have him sleep with me. I was like, all right. So then when we came home, I was like, okay, you're gonna sleep in the bassinet. And nope, I couldn't sleep well. I was having a hard time. So dije, you know what? I'm getting more sleep if we sleep together in bed. And I just like have my boob right there. And you just, you know.
I think it's because of the comfort. Also, you were a new mommy with Kai, you know, you're so much more paranoid, you know. I feel like you're scared that no lo vas a escuchar, that he's gonna cry and you're gonna be like pass out because you're so tired. And all of these things that I can see why it would be more comfortable.
Yeah. And I mean, because I was just, he also fed so often because he had the tongue tie and wasn't able to breastfeed as well at the beginning, that it was this thing. I was like, I was always waking up. It would take like an hour and a half to feed him. You know what I mean? So I was like being woken up frequently. And I was just like, no.
No one just can't wait for those days where it's like every 1-2 hours. Was Kai 1 to 2 hours or 2 to 3 hours?
You know, I think it just depended, but a lot of times he would fall asleep at the breast and así estaba. He'd fall asleep at the breast and I would just hold him and we spent a lot of naps where he just slept on top of me and I was just holding him. We spent a lot of days just me on the couch. You know, he would pass out. I would be on my phone. I would have Netflix on the laptop. Like, yeah, I became one with the couch. I mean, yeah.
How do you think this pregnancy is different from last? Or do you think like the symptoms and all of that stuff is the same?
I mean, for me, I feel like the symptoms so far have been the same, though, the nausea, the sore breasts, but the weak pelvic floor, and then the my abs. I ended up having what is it called? What is it called? Ni me acuerdo ahorita, but separation of the abs. With so the thing is que my core isn't as strong, and then neither is my pelvic floor. My pelvic floor is actually really weak. So those are the two things that I come in like, holy moly, I need to really work on my pelvic floor. And then is my diastasis recti going to get worse with the second pregnancy, depending on how big I get. So that's what those are things that I worry about. And we got our 1 minute marker.
I know. Nosotras acá hable. We're like, okay, el tiempo.
I know, 10 minutes passes by so fast. But real quick, what about for you? Like, so, I mean, your pregnancies have been like a while back, right?
Sí. So, pues Araña tiene 8. Y de eso, pues, you know that I lost a baby. Don't want to get too much into that because I know I will get emotional. But yeah, 8 years, and I don't remember it being like how it is now. I feel like now I take so many naps, girl. I remember you also saying like, okay, nap time. I take a lot of naps. I eat a lot. I love food. I remember ya estoy entrando al second trimester. Y I was telling Cesar today, I'm like, I'm so sad because I don't get as much cravings. And like my sleep isn't as like llegaba a la cama y me quedaba dormida. Y it's not like that for me in the second trimester. I'm like, what's happening? I'm like, yo quiero eso. So for me now, since I'm moving out of that, it's like, okay, what do I learn in this, new stage? But for me, that stage was eat, sleep, work, eat, sleep, work. Obviously, take care of the little ones, but eat, sleep, work. And I would love it. I would go to sleep and I felt like I slept for like my 7 hours. And I would wake up like all energized, like, yeah, I think I threw up maybe like once or twice, like nausea, but that's it. Nothing else. So I'm enjoying it. Yeah. So I like it. So I'm excited just to see my body has changed. That's I had a few stretch marks here and there from the last pregnancies from Anna and Aaron. So I'm not too worried about that. It did cause me a lot of like ¿cómo se dice esa palabra? Inseguridad of my body. But ya después de que me casé con César, lo conocí, me casé, ya, qué inseguridad. So yeah, I'm good with this baby. I'm happy where we're at, how the pregnancy has been so smoothly. So yeah.
That's so funny that you mentioned stretch marks, because I feel like I got a lot of stretch marks with Kai. At the very end, like I feel like I was okay, let me get, what is that on my panza? Because they look like shiny.
Oh.
And I could tell, and I was like, it's a stretch mark. And the thing is, like, si estoy como, if I have a little pancita, you can't see my stretch marks. But I knew that if I went back to like pre-baby body of being really lean, I also have extra skin on my panza. Like, so I'm just like, oh my God. So ahorita que we're going back to like gaining weight. And I never got back to like my pre-baby weight. Like I was like, because before I had Kai, I was like 118. And now I was consistently like 125. And so like, oh my God. So for me, it's actually bringing up a lot of insecurities too. Like of being like, oh my God. And I mean, I constantly have to remind myself like, how I look doesn't define my strength, doesn't define my worth or my worthiness. You know what I mean? And it's so hard. Especially, I just feel it's so hard, especially as an instructor, because a lot of times my students look up to me and sometimes I feel like people who don't know me might be judging like, why is the instructor like look like she's gaining weight or like she's not fit anymore, right? Especially if they don't know I'm pregnant or gaining, you know what I mean?
Right.
And security is popping up. Yeah, it's crazy.
Chica, you got this. Like, to be honest, so before the whole COVID situation hit, like, I feel like I had been my fittest in, oh my God, in like the 8 years of my, like, of Aaron and my babies and all of this, you know?
Dude, you were looking real good. I remember being like, Victor, do you see Maria? I was like, look at her. She was like, she's crushing it.
Oh my goodness.
And
yeah, and it took me so long, but so long. But I feel like now where I'm at with the baby is just enjoy this moment, because I feel like Cesar and I talk about it. It's like, if I really wanted to go back to that or get to where I want to get physically, I think I'll be able to do it. I know it is going to be a challenge because everything comes with a challenge, but you know, right now, just enjoy it. Seriously, I feel like the one thing that I have taken out of this pregnancy is dressing up. Like, I love getting pretty and ready and just like kind of like exaggerating my bum. Dijeran un show que mire que se llama Mami Mummies. Y decía like accessorize your bum, make sure that you look cute, and you know, it's a temporary thing. So that's what I've been doing to make myself feel good, because of what we just said, you know, this our insecurities as women. So yeah.
No, I totally get it. Sí, cierto, sí, cierto. Did you experience like a rush in like hormones or like your emotions kind of like llorando and you're like, I normally wouldn't cry for this. Like, I'm really not that dramatic.
Creo que normalmente yo soy bien chillona, to be honest. Pero it changed for me. También soy like a little like gritona. Like, people that know me very good, chillona y gritona, my number 2, you know? But with the, when I started, when we found out, Cesar's like, you're not acting like yourself, because I was being more aggressive towards him. And I wasn't really, I wasn't talking to him like I normally talk to him, because with him, whether I'm like upset or like happy, I'm very neutral with him. And with at the beginning, it wasn't like that. I was like no me hables, y si me hablas, I'm gonna be very short. And I couldn't tell. He's like, something's wrong with you. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with me. With you?
Oh yeah, like yesterday I cried. It was over the stupidest thing, and I'm just like, I'm just hormonal. Like, I'm just every day, maybe, or just about every day, there's something that happens, and I'm like, I'm gonna cry.
Oh my
God. And like the por sí, like I feel like I'm an emotional person, but it's like times 10. And I'm like, oh, this is dumb. It is what it is.
It's only for the beginning, girl. Yeah, it's only at the beginning. Ya cuando se acomoden todas las hormones and everything, you'll feel much more yourself.
Yeah, I'm thinking like from now until the baby turns like anywhere between 3 to 6 months is kind of where like the guy's like, especially from like birth like to 3 to 6 months. That time frame is like the most chaotic, I feel like, right? Especially because they're not moving as much, they're not depending on, they're super dependent on you, you know what I mean? Like, anyways, I mean, they're still dependent to you after 6 months, no? But you know what I mean? It's just really different. It's a trip. But any last thoughts?
No, I don't think so. Just wishing you guys all a great start to your week. You know, I hope you guys have an amazing week and just filled with positivity. I feel like overall, even though that I'm like very grouchy and very moody, I feel like overall I look at the world very positive. So just wishing you guys all good vibes, and just a great week. That's kind of it.
Yeah, that's right. And seguirle todo para adelante. And if you have some experiences that were very similar to ours or a little different or very different, like we want to know, we want to hear about it. You can comment below, share with us. You can send us a private message if you like, whatever. It's always really interesting to see other people's experiences, because like as women, like this has been happening for thousands of years, right? So what's happening to us, even if it's not the same for each of us, we've all kind of been through it, right? In our unique little ways. So solidarity.
Yes, go girls.
All right, everybody. Until next time.
Bye.